We're gonna try something different today. Let me get the ambiance just right. The something different is Reddit. Oh no! We are going to look at Am I the Devil and see what's popping over there. Honestly, I'm afraid. Okay, passport bros. Oh no, I haven't even read the post. I'm a 22-year-old guy from Scotland and I arrived in Cebu? I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. A week ago for the first time. I was excited to explore the city and meet a traditional Filipina girl. The first few days were amazing, going on dates and exploring the city, but I noticed that Filipino guys would give me a lot of attitude and were aggressive towards me. I was walking around when I met this Filipina at a coffee shop and got her number. We arranged a date and we went to Jollibee. Afterward, we went back to my condo and we hooked up. We continued talking and then these two Filipino guys walked in and robbed the place. Pause. Pause. Imagine you're in the middle of hooking up with somebody and all of a sudden, a group of dudes bust your door down and rob your house. Hello? I tried to stop them, but they beat me up and the girl ran off. After this incident, I called the police, but they were of no help. 2 days later, I got mugged on my way back from a night of partying uptown. Oh my god! Dude! Yet again, the police were of no help, even though I lost my iPhone and 10,000 pesos in cash. I want to warn every guy who visits to be careful as it's very dangerous. I've spoken to other foreigners while here and they've shared similar experiences. I think it's safer to search for traditional women in other places and not dangerous places like Cebu. Okay. In the span of like 72 hours to get robbed twice is wild. Listen, like I get the sentiment here. Like, hey, this place is dangerous, be on the lookout, right? Why in God's green earth are you in here saying, I think it's safer to search for traditional women in other places? You're literally coming in here saying, yo, I'm in here to manipulate and exploit foreign women. I came here to find a traditional Filipina girl. Comment, how do two Filipino guys walk into your apartment and rob the place? Do you not lock the doors and then call the cops? The OP says, she opened the door for them and ran out. I believe she set me up considering she blocked me after. Karma, right? You get what you get and you don't get upset. I can't even say anything. This is literally in the passport bros thread. Like, you know what? I'm not even surprised that this is the mindset you're coming in here with. Definitely the asshole. I, 33M, am developing a crush on my wife's 34 female cousin. Title already is insane. I have a huge crush on my wife's cousin, Candace. This is a terrible situation I found myself in. I should say I genuinely think I have the greatest wife, Anna, in the world, and it's not even close. She's an amazing woman, mother, and wife. When I met her, she approached me at the bar and I was flattered. We hit it off almost instantly. She was nervous, but I found it cute. And she said she doesn't normally approach guys, but wanted to talk. Later that night, her cousin slash best friend came and my jaw was on the ground. Candace is just a gorgeous machine, everything about her, but it was too late. You know, my question is, if immediately after you met your wife for the first time, you meet her cousin, and you're like, oh, she's gorgeous, she's everything, like da-da-da-da-da, and you're like, oh, it's too late, it's too late. Dude, it's the same night. At this point, you haven't been married to said wife yet, so it's actually not too late. Same night, you meet somebody else who you think would be a better match for you. I don't understand why, in that moment, you think, oh, there's no coming back from this. I don't understand the logic here. I don't understand the logic because you meet two women the same night. After you meet the second woman, you're like, wait, no, I think she's a better match. You decide, oh, it's too late for me. When it's really too late is when you end up marrying the first woman who you know you don't like as much and you still harbor feelings for her cousin after the fact. That's when it's too late. It's not too late when it's in the same night and you meet someone you think is a better match for you and you just pursue her instead and stop pursuing the first woman. You have less to lose because it's the same night, not however many years later. Now it's too late. It wasn't too late then. The fact that you clocked that you liked her cousin better and actually wanted to pursue something with her cousin and Like what? At this point, your future wife is someone you just met in a bar. If you met somebody else in a bar who happened to be a friend that you like better, I would have just gone for the friend after that point. I wouldn't marry the first one out of some sense of obligation while still having feelings for her cousin. I did wonder how different things would have been if I met Candace first. But 10 years later, I would say things worked out. We got married and have a great little girl. Now there's a kid involved. Awesome. The thought had completely left my head until recently. About 2 months ago, Candace had to drop something off and I took off while my wife was at work. She had borrowed my laptop because hers broke while she gets a new one. We were just talking and drinking wine, watching 90 Day Fiancé, and she confessed to me that when she showed up, she thought I was handsome. And it sucked. I was already talking to Anna. Everybody's the asshole. Because you're telling your cousin's husband, when I saw you at the bar that night for the first time, and my cousin introduced me to you, I thought you were fine as hell, and it really sucked that you were already talking to my cousin. Why are you basically shooting your shot now? After your cousin and her husband are married? Why? My jaw was on the ground and I told her that when I saw her, I was like, damn, and I wish I saw you first. And she said, is that so? I immediately changed the subject, but my heart was pounding. Eventually she left and went home.
Be nice. I'm finding it.
You know what? You so clearly want to be with each other, and you so clearly like don't really care that this is an inappropriate conversation to have. So why don't y'all just go ahead and f off together? See, if my best friend came up to my husband after however many years of us being married, after I have a kid, and says, you know, when I first saw you in that bar, I thought you were really handsome, and it really sucked that you were talking to my best friend first instead of me. Get out! And then on top of that, the fact that the husband is reciprocal. Why are you guys flirting? She later texted me saying that she just wants to hook up one time and that she would text my wife that she needs help fixing her dishwasher and to reply yes or no, then delete the conversation.
What the hell? Oh my God, no.
She said she would understand either way. I just said, I'll be over there, and deleted the message. I waited, and my wife said she'll take care of our daughter and that Candace needs help with her dishwasher. I went over there with zero intention to have sex with her and to let her know we can't do this. But unfortunately, things went the other direction and we had sex.
FBI, open up!
We agreed it was just a one-time, you only live once moment, and that was that. You're telling me you cheated on your wife and your first reaction is YOLO? Unfortunately, that moment started bringing up old feelings I thought were gone. She became much more flirty discreetly. I've started being distant towards my wife. We both know we can't act on it, but I kind of wish we could be together. But it would hurt too many people and I can't do that. But at events, we became closer. I had food on my face yesterday and she was wiping it off. God damn! I feel like at this point, the damage is already done. If you're at the level where another woman is wiping food off your face, I don't even have words. This all could have been prevented. When you met the cousin, you just went with her. Yeah, it would have hurt the wife's feelings, but it hurts a lot less to get rejected by some guy in a bar than to have your husband cheat on you with your best friend like years in the future after you're married and have a child. That annoyed my wife, who said she can wipe off her husband's face. She even complained about it in the car, but I reassured her that she's overreacting. Considering the fact that you slept with this woman? You have the nerve to come in here and tell her she's overreacting? Yeah, I'm in a sticky situation. You think? And just need help removing my feelings before things get out of control. They're already out of control, bro. Your marriage is already fried. How can I lose these feelings so I can focus on my family? Edit. I get it, I'm a piece of shit. You don't have to tell me because no one feels more disgusted at myself than I am. I just want actual advice on how to have these feelings fade so I can focus on my family. I won't respond to comments just attacking me and not giving genuine advice on how to make the best out of this really situation. There's no way this is real. What's frying me is that this cousin texts you saying, I want to hook up with you. Like, I'm gonna tell your wife that I just need help with my dishwasher so you can come over. Like, get rid of all the evidence in this text conversation. Just delete the thread. And you literally went over there knowing that this woman's intention was to hook up with you. And you're like, oh, I don't know how it happened. You knew that you guys were flirting with each other. You were there, right, dude? Like when she was flirting with you, when you were flirting with her, when your heart was pounding, you say yes to going over and you're like, I don't know how it happened. When you went over there, you knew there was a big possibility that you guys were gonna hook up. And you're shocked that you guys hooked up. Huh? Am I the asshole for forcefully bringing my boyfriend to our girls' trip after being told not to? Hold on, I need some chapstick. It's getting serious. So about 2 months ago, my two best friends, Katrina, 21, and Elena, 21, not their real names, and I, 21, had made plans to go to Vegas for our 21st birthdays. Our birthdays are in a span of 2 months of each other, okay? We planned a 21-hour road trip from Texas to Vegas. Originally, we were going to fly, but they couldn't really afford to pay for everything we wanted to do and fly in such short time. So I thought the next best thing was a road trip. We get to sightsee, it's cheaper the way I planned to get there, and we just had the time. About 2 weeks ago, when I was talking to my boyfriend about the trip, and it was brought up that he also has never been to Vegas before. After a lot of thinking, I realized Katrina and Elena don't really know how to drive. And if we actually went on this trip, I would be the one driving the whole 21 hours. I don't know about y'all, but I wouldn't want to be the only one driving 21 hours if I didn't have to. So I thought not only would it be safer for him to be there with us, but I wouldn't have to drive that far by myself. Plus, he offered to pay for some of the excursions we wanted to do and some of the dinners if he could, as a gift for letting him come along. Of course, I told him he didn't have to do it and it was unnecessary, but he insisted. When I told Kat I wanted to invite him, she freaked out and said that this was a girls' trip, no guys, the entire time. And to tell him no, she just wanted it to be us. To be honest, we had never called it a girls' trip originally. It was supposed to be a celebration for the three of us. I turned 21 a month ago and I just got my license in the middle of December, and Kat just turned 21. Graduated college early. Elena just got promoted at work, so really didn't think it'd be a big deal. This is y'all's birthday trip. Why are you bringing up the fact that one of them graduated college early and one of them got promoted at work? What does that have to do with your birthdays? Maybe I'm just not understanding, but I don't see how that's relevant. After that conversation, I told them that I wasn't comfortable driving the entire way there and that it wasn't fair for me to drive by myself, and that I wouldn't go if he couldn't, or that we could bring someone else to help drive that she trusts to drive her car. They had no one else in mind, so my boyfriend came along. They obviously don't want him there. Unfortunately, during the trip, my boyfriend did end up paying for a bit of their things as gifts, even after I told him not to, because they kept kind of ignoring him until it was time to pay for the dinners. Though he has the money to pay, I didn't think they deserved it for how they were treating him. Now they won't talk to me much, considering all three of us are roommates, and they told some of our friends that they're upset with me for being the girl who brings her boyfriend on a girls' trip, and that I brought him everywhere, and that we, us three girls, had no alone time together, and that I don't care, and that I act annoyed when they bring it up. Mind you, I am annoyed. To be honest, I just wanted him to be included while we were together, and there were times during the trip he did stuff by himself and left us alone. And yes, we were all cool before this. This is my question. Why would you suggest a 21-hour road trip if you know you're... Like, let me be clear. You brought up the idea for a 21-hour road trip knowing that your other two friends don't know how to drive. Knowing that you're the only one out of all of you with a driver's license. Me personally, knowing that information, I would not plan a 21-hour road trip. Why would you plan a road trip knowing you don't want to drive the whole road trip and you're the only one who can drive? This is kind of your own doing. To execute your plan that you didn't think was a good idea, you bring along your boyfriend that your friends did not want there because you didn't want to drive. If you didn't want to drive 21 hours, why did you suggest a 21-hour road trip? I'm not understanding. Let's use our critical thinking skills. Why would you plan something that you clearly don't want to execute? And now you're making it everybody else's problem that you don't want to execute the 21-hour road trip that you planned, that you suggested, knowing you're the only one with a driver's license. I think the critical thinking is not in the room with us. I've been married to my second husband, Mike, for 4 years. He's a jokester and loves to crack jokes all the time. He especially likes to joke with my brother Ethan and his wife. Ethan used to be okay with it till he started complaining about Mike taking it too far with his jokes. Some context about Ethan: he and his wife couldn't have kids, so they adopted a boy, Joey, 2 years ago. Mike has been making silly, lighthearted jokes involving Joey's bio parents as a way to mess with Ethan and his wife. I already talked to Mike, and I tell you that he's 100% meaning no harm. He's just trying to get them to react. So fast forward to New Year's Eve, my parents hosted a big celebratory dinner and Ethan and his wife came. While we were eating dinner, Mike decided to tell a knock-knock joke to Ethan. He said, "Knock knock." Ethan laughed and said, "Who's there?" Mike replied, "Joey's bio parents," and then bursted out laughing.
Brother,
Silence took over and Ethan's facial expression changed. His wife called Mike an idiot, to which Mike replied with, "Hey, relax, it was just a joke." An argument ensued and dinner was paused. My parents suddenly told Mike to leave, which I thought was too harsh. Not harsh enough. I tried to speak to them and get them to calm down, but my mom insisted that Mike leave. We left and Mike was complaining the whole time about how they overreacted. I called mom later and she told me Mike was out of line with his hurtful jokes about this touchy topic and told me I was wrong for defending him and saying he was just joking. She said he ruined New Year's for the family, but I told her it was her and dad who ruined the New Year's celebration for escalating the situation and kicking him out. I told her he could talk to them, but again, they were the ones who ruined New Year's. She called me delusional for this statement and hung up. We haven't talked to them for days. I tried contacting Ethan, but no response. How could you defend your husband for joking about your brother's adopted son not being raised by his biological parents? That's not something you joke about. Honestly, you know what? You two deserve each other. I think you guys are a perfect match because it's a very specific kind of person who thinks that joking about somebody's being adopted is just like silly and kooky. And the father, the adoptive father, been saying you're taking it too far, it's not funny anymore. And the fact that your husband is still cracking jokes about it and you're defending him. And then you have the nerve to say that everybody else ruined New Year's because they were overreacting. No, this dude has been saying it's not funny anymore, stop joking about it, and your husband is still joking about it. You're like, it's not an issue at all that my husband is crossing your boundaries. No problem. It's just a joke. It doesn't matter if it's just a joke in your opinion. Your brother has said that these jokes make him uncomfortable now, and that doesn't concern you one bit? Oh, God. That's it. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I can't keep going through this thread. That was my last straw. If you guys liked this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more Reddit reactions. I personally have slowly lost faith in humanity as I scroll through that thread. I really want to explore like some other threads on Reddit. Let me know what I should check out. Please don't send me in the direction of the dark web. That's all I ask. I hope you guys have a great morning / evening / afternoon / dawn / dusk. Thanks so much for being here. I'll see you next time.